Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Bojan Petreski. Go by Bo. Easier to say and remember. Today is March 9th, 2021. We will be doing the 3D market commentary. The disclaimer is there for your information. Before we get started, we always have to go through that. And then we'll be getting going right now. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Before we go dive right into the commentary, I just want to point you right here to this link, tradewithufos/Boyan. Um, with this link, you can sign up for the free membership that you will receive both the notifications as well as these 3D market commentaries before the market opens every day, Monday through Friday. So definitely do check out that link. But on top of that, this link offers quite a few more things than just a sign up place. If you do have questions or comments or any suggestions that you would like to make, this is also a good place to go because it's a live, interactive, open for everybody type of a forum where you can post a question. Not just us as presenters and instructors can reply, but actually other people too. So it's a way to help each other learn and grow as well. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the 3D market commentary. Now, why do we call it 3D? We're not just calling it just to make it fancy 3D. We're calling it because we really are looking at three dimensions of the market. Those three dimensions are the market climate, the buy and sell UFOs, where potential turning points may be entries or exits, and the market volatility. What is the price change speed, right? So that may impact your risk to reward requirements for entering these trades. Now we combine these statistical elements, like it says here, so we can remain both objective and realistic. Okay, because I think this is key when it comes to trading. All right. The first market that we're going to look at is the S&P 500, or otherwise known as the ES futures. As we see here, the current market climate is a down climate. It is a confirmed down climate, and it is currently on the fifth day out of typically 4 days. Now, even though we had this, substantial pullback from, I think it was last week, where it came down to these 3750 area, we have had since then pulled back quite a bit, right? But we still dropped down, so we're still within this the parameters of this down climate. Obviously, we are as of today we're 1 day past it, 1 day past what makes sense for this market to go down for. So now we should be kind of more observant and figure out which way we want to be looking to trade at, because right now we're no longer in sensible territory, we are in what's known as hopeful territory. Okay. Looking at buy and sell UFOs, we don't have any sell UFOs up above. Obviously, this 3950 area being the all-time highs. 3480 to 3319, that's the area well down below here that we've seen for a while now. Right, there's a good chance that we won't see this area for a while either, but you never know. I'm sorry, I was pointing at this area right here, basically. We may not see this area down below here, for a good while. Never say never, of course, because in the markets, things that never happen do happen. Okay, the VIX is a 24.57 elevated risk environment right now. As I've said mentioned before, anything over 18, I would consider elevated risk environment. You can have your number. I just think that 18 number is kind of like the nice tipping point where things go from normally moving to a little bit more faster moving. So just to give you in perspective, and then also something else that really should be catching your eye anytime you look at any of these charts is the size of these candles over here. As you see, it's quite a bit of indecision, quite a bit, and then we have these big moves up, big moves down, big move up, big move down, big move back up. So this is stuff that definitely should be catching your eye. which is which is something that we do go over to an extent when we do the coursework, whether you do futures, stocks, forex, back testing, trading plans, or psychology. Um, these courses that we do offer come with a 3 month complimentary access for the auto UFOs and auto climate. So you do have some time to not just take a look at the coursework, or maybe develop a trading plan and back test it and then apply it to futures. But within that time period, 3 months of complimentary access, I think that's more than enough time, especially if you have TradingView to be able to back test some information and say, okay, I have a win ratio of so and so. I'm happy with this. I'm going to hit the road running. Okay, so that's that for that. Definitely check out the link right here for the coursework. Next market that we're going to look at is crude oil. Now, crude oil is an up climate. It's a confirmed up climate. It is the fourth candle up out of typically seven. Um, I know we started off the week with some really shaking news about some bombings in Saudi Arabia, so that has pushed price substantially higher. Right, it was struggling to get over the 60 area, got over it, pulled back from it, and then has since then rocketed on up. It's made from the 60 area over to the 65 area. Right, that's a $5 move within a couple of days for crude oil, which is not. It's no longer uncommon just because we see these kinds of moves, but it is a very powerful move. Okay, we're looking at a sell UFO right up here at 69.90 to 68.46, and a buy UFO down below at 57.29 through 54.81. Now, utilizing the OVX, we are looking at 38.89% on the current value for the market volatility for crude oil, which is again, very highly elevated risk environment. So definitely, be cautious of taking your profits and trying to keep that risk tight um, when it comes to crude oil. All right. Now, if you have already maybe gone through our courses, or maybe you don't think you need to, definitely check out the link right here to be able to subscribe to any of our apps, either with a monthly or a yearly membership. They are available on both TradingView, TradeStation, and MetaTrader 5. Definitely check them out. See what you think. Obviously, these are kind of our bread and butter as well. The auto UFOs are the kind of the proprietary technology that basically gives us these entries and exits, as well as the auto climate, which tells us which direction to look at. So without these two ingredients, our plan would essentially not exist. Okay, looking at gold. So gold was heading down on a tear. Today it's making quite the strong pullback. Right, it's on the ninth candle down out of typically seven. It is currently in a sell UFO. Right, so we're seeing it right here. This sell UFO from 1757 to 17046. This UFO right here is where we are. Entering in right now. Obviously, the higher concentration of the unfilled orders is right here where the circle is in the middle. So it's got a bit of ways to get there, but it is currently penetrating basically the proximal line, or the closest line to the price um, as of right now. Okay, and the buy UFO is actually right down below here from 16.52.8 to 16.24.4. 20.64 is the current value for the market volatility based on GVZ. Again, very similar to I would say the ES. Anything over 18% on this is I would consider highly elevated risk environment. So definitely be cautious of what you're doing, if not a little bit more conservative. All right. So, folks, something that we've recently launched, and I think this is really, really powerful stuff. That's I think holds its own as far as one of our things that we provide here of value, which is the coaching and support. We offer monthly, yearly, or all inclusive membership where you can do an all asset advanced coaching. This is basically, it can be as one-on-one sessions with any one of the instructors that are in our channel and that you want to go over, whether it's trading psychology with Ronaldo, maybe futures and forex with me, stocks with Becky, options with Jose, or even if you want to do crypto, which is something that we recently launched with Andrew. So this could be any one of those things. Definitely check it out if you want to find out a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to take a look at the dollar index right now. Dollar has flown on up right now. It is an up climate. It is currently on the seventh one out of typically five, as we see here. Quite the extended ATR. The dollar kind of hit this top line here, pulled back a little bit from it, and has since then launched. I would most likely assume this is with this has to do with the fact that the COVID-19 relief bill is being signed, I think, as early as tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, the House is supposed to vote on it tomorrow, and I believe the president has vouched to sign it the same day. On top of that, we're actually marking a whole year since the COVID-19 shutdowns on Thursday, which is we're going to see an address. So all those kind of big macro events are always going to impact the dollar. Even if you don't trade the dollar, there's a good chance that something that you do trade gets impacted by the way the dollar moves. All right. So as I said, as far as the dollar, we're looking at a UFO up above here at 94.33 to 93.245. That is this UFO right here. And then as far as the buy UFO, we have it down below here, 91.405 to 96.35. Based on EVZ, the current value is 7.22%. I would have thought that this would have jumped a little bit more based on this, these past couple of weeks of movement. But so far, it seems like it hasn't. So that's okay. All right. Now, if you don't have time and you don't, if you don't want to do it on your own, in my opinion, that's also something that how you can look at this. If you don't have time to read this overview and you do want to go over it with me or my colleague Becky, we are here every day on the YouTube channel. You can click this link to go to the YouTube channel. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, so you do get notified every time we launch a live video. Which is there's quite a few of them here, so it's easy to kind of lose track. But you can also put them in your calendar, so that way they'll come up with reminders. But as I said, an easy workaround is if you hit that bell button, you will actually receive notifications when we go live. Whether it's on your phone or your email. All right. Last but not least, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been, is back on the tear, right? It was hesitating around this 50,000 area. We had a little bit of up and down, and now we've just rocketed on up. We are currently in a sell UFO right now. We're approaching the higher concentration of unsold orders, of unfilled orders, unfilled sell orders right here. From this 58,562 to 49,347. Obviously, price has been here quite a little bit, so there's a good chance that these orders down here are already filled. However, there are still some unfilled orders in this upper quadrant of this UFO, so definitely be on the lookout for that. The buy UFO down below here at 39. 157 to 32, 192.5 is still there, still intact. It has not changed. Based on the BVIN, the current volatility is 100.18%. So it's dropped down. It used to be in the 120s, 150s, but now it has actually dropped down because we've had a little bit of consolidated movement here. So it's understandable that the volatility kind of decreases as this happens. But as you see, ever since this is, I believe, Friday, Monday, I think even over the weekend, we saw Bitcoin kind of start soaring, going past this 50,000 point, and then moving on up. You know, And that's notwithstanding that the fact that enthusiasm is kind of returning to the crypto market. Um, Small thanks to different tweets out there on Twitter. All right, folks, that's that for the market commentary for today. If you have any questions and you want to, maybe you're not sure if which course you want to take, or if you should be going straight to the apps, or you just want to get some coaching questions or membership questions, please schedule this self schedule a clarification call right here. You will actually speak to a live person on the other end of the phone. Um, to answer some of those questions where you may have some hesitation to go which way you want to go, and then go from there. If you can, I would say I would definitely recommend making this happen, and then we'll get you connected with one of our sales associates who can go over this stuff with you. And even though the person that will most likely be reaching out to you is a trader, please try not to go into trading questions on this clarification call right here. As far as news for today, so today we do have GDP in the European Union, which I think is already posted. Um, and then we do have consumer price index on Wednesday for the U.S., Bank of Canada rate statement, interest rate decision for the CAD. Right? These are important news for forex traders. Same thing with the euro interest rate decision on Thursday, and then on Fridays a few more things. For the CAD, unemployment, consumer sentiment index, and HMI, I think it's HIC or something like that for the euro. Also, this is for Germany. So, some important news, some red factor news here on the week. All right, folks, that's that for today. Thank you very much for joining me for this 3D market commentary. It's been my pleasure to present it. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and please be sure to join us for the upcoming events that we have. Thank you very much. Take care.